part two. So the last thing that we left off was back on James, in regards to your faith, um, that you shouldn't have doubts whenever you ask something from the Lord, because it'll sort of make you like a double-minded man. Oh, what about this? I pray for this, but I'm not really sure. Now, is that really having faith? I'm not sure about that one. So we should have faith, and we should ask sincerely. We should ask the Lord for wisdom, spiritual discernment, and for for our will to align with His, um, because He wants the best for us. It even states like, "I know the plans I have for you," declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. So whatever He wants for us and has happened for us are the best for us. Stephen, a verse that says, "You do not know what I'm doing now, but later you will." So a lot of times, especially when we're in trials, like we spoke of earlier, like it even states like, be joyous of the trials, because it's like it's also testing of your faith, but also because there's fruits that come from a lot of the things that we go through, whether if it's to help somebody else or help us avoid that issue once again. Um, and it goes into another, like, how can I really grow my faith? How can I really um, get closer to the Lord? It's by loving Him, and putting Him up there. It's not like by putting God up there, you're going to start loving your parents or your partner or your friends or your kids less. You're actually going to love them even more, because whenever we see a fault in somebody, it'll be like, oh, this person bickers too much, or oh, this person is imperfect, or they did this, they did that. Um, the heart that God gives us, the heart that God renews in us, is a heart that is loving, a heart that is forgiving, a heart that sees no like oh, pointing fingers type of thing, where it's like, we accept you, but like, it's all right. We're humans, we make mistakes, and it's not about who's more perfect than the other. It's about following God with your heart and allowing Him to transform you. It's not a race. It's not like, you know what I mean? So it's a ooh, it's a big misconception that we have to be perfect. We should try to be, though. Follow the Lord's example. And in all truthfulness, we're not gonna be perfect even at the end of the road. But that's no reason for us to not try. There's no reason for us to not try to be better. You know. So there's some Bible verses in how do we grow our love um, with God. So Psalms 127, verse 4. So it says, "One thing I have desired of the Lord, that I will seek, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and inquire His temple." A way to get closer to somebody is to spend time with them. A way to get closer to somebody is to, or yeah. The way to get closer to somebody and love them as well is to guard their words, guard their teachings. And I think that's pretty solid statement, where it's like we should seek the Lord more. Sometimes it's gonna be hard, especially like coming from like no knowledge of how to get closer to God. But like a little morning devotional, a little prayer before we go to work. Um, when you're going through temptation, or like a tough situation that you're not sure if you can get through on your own. Let's say it's at work, somebody's cussing at you or whatnot. Step away, don't react, pray. Um, and writing scriptures in your heart is very important, especially for difficult times. It has helped me, and also songs like um, worship music is really good, really really good. It'll uplift your spirits, so it's a must. I recommend. Um, and maybe we could talk in another video what songs I could put y'all on. I could put y'all on. Spanish and English, bilingual. You know what I'm saying? And then another verse would be Luke chapter 16, verse 10. Wait, my fault. It says, "He who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in what is much. And he who is unjust in what is least is unjust also in much." So I think faith starts with a miniature, like a mustard seed. It even states it in the Bible, like mustard seed, super tiny seed, but it can grow to be like ginormous, you know? Um, so having faith in the small situations and the small things can grow your faith, and it can bless you tremendously. Um, so like, don't think that the small things are like, even in the small things, God sees even the small things. So small things are important. We have to trust in Him as well. So then we go to Proverbs chapter 4, verse 23. It says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it springs the issues of life." So we have to be careful what we allow to fuel ourselves. We have to be careful what we allow to come out of our hearts, because it says, um, like, keep your heart with all diligence, like keep it, protect it, for out of it springs the issues of life. So we have to be very careful with our hearts, because if we give our hearts to the world, um, in the sense of like these problems, drugs, alcohol, it'll reflect. So think of our heart as a living spring. Let's say a pure heart is clear water. And just imagine the things that we possibly contaminated our spring with. So again, it's very important to watch what we do. Very important to keep in mind what we do before we do. Because again, think about it as your spring, and you're like, let's say hypothetically speaking, your hands they got ink. You're like, man, I should probably wash it in my like, like squid ink, like that strong ink. I should probably wash it in my little fountain. You're like, oh, but it's clear, but just a little bit of ink won't hurt. Once you dive your hands in, start cleaning, you look at your hands, cool, nice. You look at your spring, it's all inky. It's all like almost black. So again, we have to be careful on what we allow to spring forth from our heart. Sometimes it can be hate, sometimes it can be jealousy, and all these other things. And people see that, and again, it's not that we are going to be perfect again, but there's things that we can control. There's things that we're like, you know what? Maybe our temper, we can work on that. How we talk about people, we can work on that. Our gossiping, we can work on that. Because, like, in all truthfulness, nothing good comes from gossiping, because gossiping is like talking bad about somebody behind their back, So, and also, this basically all really leads to love to God. If you love God, you will keep His word. If you love God, you will take care of your fountain. If you love God, you're going to start trusting Him even with the little things, and try to spend time with Him, because it's very refreshing. You start acting and moving different, but in a good way. So, let me see. Yeah, but when you love God, you start to resist sin more. You grow more spiritually. When I mean like resist sin, you'll think about it. You're like, is this what I'm about to do? Will it please God? Is what I'm about to do something positive is what I'm about to do, something that can bring me up or bring me down. So you start thinking of your actions and see how much impact your actions have. Um, your desires also shift because your worldly desires are one thing, but your desires, like when you start getting closer to God, it's like that one friend. Let's say it's your best friend. Your best friend likes, um, let's say like anime. You never seen anime before, but like it's your best friend. You've been around him for a hot minute, and he's talking about anime, but you're like, nah, I don't really. And he talks about it, and he shows you some stuff here and there, and it's been like a good couple months. But he's like, come on, bro, just give it a try, give it a try. And you'll probably be like, oh, you know what? This is not bad. After you give it a try, you get hooked onto it. It's like that too. That's how us with the Lord should be. Like that's our relationship with the Lord. He should be our best friend, our go-to. You know what I mean? Um, you also get to love yourself better. You get to love others better by loving God. So there's so much benefit from loving the Lord. So it's also another verse in Matthew chapter 5, verse 16. And I'll make this quick and then I'll wrap it up. It says, let your light shine before men, that they go see your good works and glorify your heavenly Father. Your Father in heaven, sorry. So again, people do see what you do, and just being nice to people, even people that you feel like don't deserve it, that goes a long way. Because you never know what somebody's going through. You never know what pain is inside their heart. They just show you the um outer show. They just show you whatever it may be that like if they're upset, they're gonna show you that. Anything of the sort, they're gonna show you that. But like deep down in their heart, they're like probably afraid, they're probably hurt from the things of the past and this and that. And how beautiful it is for one of us or anyone actually, like anybody, to go to them, hey man, God loves you. Whatever you're going through, I know is probably not the best time of your life right now, but just know you are loved. Is it okay if I pray for you? And it's not in the sense of forcing them, but it's in the sense of giving them that opportunity that like if they want you to pray for them and stuff. And if not, that's totally fine. We have to have that open heart where it's like if people want to say no, they're more than able to, and that's okay. But we should still pray for that person because again, um, a lot of people are hurt, and sometimes they're hurt by even people that are so-called Christians. So, and it gives a bad taste in their mouth. But again, prayer, prayer is key. I'll leave this off by two more things, super quick. In Hebrews 11, chapter 1, I know we talked about it again, but then 11, chapter 1 and verse 6, I'm going to reread that. Now, faith is a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. And then verse 6 says, very, very important verse. It says, but without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder to those who diligently seek him. So whenever you seek the Lord, have faith. Have faith that he will get it done. Have faith that he will get you through that season. Have faith that whatever you are going through will be a past memory. Have faith that these trials will come to an end. Just have faith. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Again, that verse is kind of misconceptioned, or like it's seen like, oh, I can do whatever. But it's sort of, if you read between the lines prior to it, it also talks about how if I'm lacking something, I'll be fine. If I am like super hungry, I'll be fine. If I lost my battle, for example, I'll be fine. So it's basically being content and regardless of the situation. I can do all things through Christ. I can keep on getting back up because Christ is my strength. I can keep on getting back up even though I don't see what's in front of me. But that's the whole purpose. That's the whole thing about faith. So I'm gonna end you guys real quick with some things that maybe if you guys want to put in the chat, that would be dope. I'll look into or read them if you like, but it's you don't have to write it in the chat. So first question: what are some things that may pull you from God? For you to answer. Are you cold, hot, or neither? What does faith look like for you? How can you draw closer to God this week? And what is God calling you to have faith in? So, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see about the next video. Hopefully, I won't take a whole year to drop it. I won't count on it. I won't. But I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I pray that everybody continues diligently to have faith and put God first in their life. It's very important to have faith, guys. Faith is what? The substance of things hoped for and things not seen. So keep that in mind. Hope you guys stay good, stay blessed, stay tuned for another episode of The Unfolded.